What's up, everybody? Celtic Scarecrow here, back whenever you get those 10s and 20 views. It is the first Tuesday of the month. Hell, it's the first Tuesday of the year, which means time for my anime slash cartoon of the month. I have a good one for you. Are you a fan of the Sherlock Holmes book series? I'm not. I'm dyslexic. I don't really read that much manga, a little bit every so often. Are you a fan of the Sherlock Holmes movies? Personally, I have not seen them. But are you a fan of Case Closed or Detective Conan? If the answer is yes to one or all three, then this is the anime for you. And it is Moriarty the Patriot. Yeah, so this is basically Sherlock Holmes' biggest rivalry, Dr. James Moriarty. But seeing it through his perspective. So, this anime came out it started on October 11th in 2020, the dark years, and ended June 17th of 2021. It had two seasons for 24 episodes and two OVAs, which are like bonus episodes, normally like the DVD release stuff. Weird thing about this is the seasons are broken down into 11 episodes and 13 episodes. One of the craziest things I've seen, and I'll get into each season a little bit more, but the basic backdrop of the story is I'm going to read most of this off of Wikipedia because it has in the 19th century, the British Empire has become a global power. Unfortunately, got their ass kicked by a certain red, white, and blue country. Just saying. But they had a very strict caste system. Very big thing. It's what Gandhi fought against. So basically, if you're a noble or higher ranking person, you look down on a person who was born, well, not of noble, you're a commoner. And basically, this first season kind of plays up to building up the Lord of Crime, or technically Lords of Crime. And so the first son of Earl Moriarty, Albert Moriarty, finds two orphans, Lewis and an unnamed one. Eventually, that become William, the more or less main bad guy, bad-ish guy, or anti-hero, should I say. And they find a common hatred for the corrupt British system. Yes, a noble hating the noble system. More or less because his brother's a dick, goes around torturing the servants. Like, I think he stabs a maid in the hand. So, and he's like, okay, cool. My dad's planning on adopting two orphans to look good in front of a different noble woman. So he brings in and adopts the two brothers as this. And they begin to scheme to go full Itachi on his entire family, and they burn down the estate. And pretty much William, the unnamed brother, takes over Albert's actual younger brother's identity, and Lewis is their adopted brother. So hey, now we have our three brothers. Weird thing is, so you have William, Albert, who are actual biological brothers, and then their adopted brother. No, Albert and Lewis are biological brothers, and Albert is their adopted older brother. They all have one thing in common. They're all their middle names is all James. That's how they're all James Moriarty, Lord of Crimes, who is Sherlock Holmes' biggest foe. Yeah, so season one is more or less just like a great introduction to how smart William is, how devoted Lewis is, and like how each of the characters kind of intertwine. And basically, their plan is to overthrow the class system by eliminating all of the corrupt nobles. If you're just a normal noble, doing good work, living a happy, normal life, not being a dick, good chances the Moriartys aren't coming for you. But not what it is. So yeah, so the first season, like I said, it's a very big introduction season. Like they introduce you to Albert, who is like a soldier, the older brother, who kind of gets to play the role of I'm a noble, therefore I can infiltrate the systems. And you got William, who is the main protagonist of all the main protagonists, who is like the super smart. He's the guy who matches Sherlock Holmes in intelligence. And then Lewis, who is his younger brother, who is extremely loyal, but also very clever in his own right. One thing I love about this show is their side characters have depth and meaning to them. Like, Moriarty's closest two allies are Fred, who has disguised himself in multiple things. The man is, I think how it says he's in petty crimes, but the man's a ninja. Hey, you need him to vanish? Cool. Hey, one episode like, hey, go get two corpses from the grave. Not a problem. I'll even get some fake blood to make it look even real. And the dude just bounces out. Oh, you need me to run from the cops? I'm on it. That's just him. And then we got Sebastian, who is a giant. He's 6'6", according to the page's Wikipedia thing. And he is a former soldier, sniper. It says skilled assassins, and he openly says that he is willing to die, to sacrifice himself if the plan works. He even looks at Fred, goes, "You too," and Fred's like, "Yep." So yeah, in season 2, they do bring in Irene Adler, who is like a giant. Like she manipulates Holmes. She tries to be a noble. They bring in Sherlock Holmes' older brother, Maycroft Holmes, who Sherlock Holmes best describes him as he is the government. The Queen's like, hey, documents were stolen by Irene Adler. Do something about it. And he's like, I'm on it. And also, James Bond. On that line, James Bond makes an appearance in this thing. Season 2 gets crazy with James Bond, Irene Adler, and Malcolm Maycroft. Yeah, so, and of course, you do got Sherlock Holmes. Watson does show up. Season 1 is setting everybody up for season 2. Like, William is taking out nobles almost in every episode that are actively wronging everyday common folks. Eventually, Sherlock Holmes has to be there for one of them. So now it's just a giant cat and mouse game of, can Sherlock Holmes figure out that his new friend and intellectual rival, William, is the Lord of Crimes? And the brothers all stake. They eventually reveal themselves to Maycroft Holmes, Sherlock's older brother, and basically like, hey, your brother basically said you're the government itself. We hate the caste system. We're trying to just weed out all the corrupt nobles. You cool with that? Because if not, then we're probably gonna have problems. And he was just like, Maycroft was like, you know what? As long as you're going after people that you can prove are evil, bad people, and maybe do something we ask you to do, we'll stay out of your way. He goes, and eventually he goes, you're not going to survive this. And the three brothers are like, oh yeah, we already know that at some point, one of us is going to be, at least one of us is going to be taken out. And hilariously, in season 1, they basically said, we have our lead man in Sherlock Holmes. Basically, we're going to paint ourselves as the Lord of Crime, the ultimate bad guy, and have help Sherlock Holmes become the symbol of peace, the ultimate good guy. So, if you're looking for a kind of quick anime that deals with crime, action, like kind of a smart person, smart-ish person's anime, not something that's like you can just kind of breeze all through, which you kind of can breeze through this thing. And you're a fan of that Sherlock Holmes, Detective Conan, like how they do that. This is a great anime for you because it shows it from the other side. You're not Sherlock Holmes trying to figure out how a person in a locked door got taken out. That happens in one episode, and he teams up with William because William and his brothers all say an innocent man in John Watson is about to go to prison for something he didn't do. We can't stand for that. We will stand up for the people who are innocent. So that is it. This is a good anime. Like I said, it's technically 26 episodes. There is a manga that is continually going on. It's a great one to kind of change their pace. Like, I know I put out stuff like Bakken Test, um, Yuri on Ice. This is just another avenue into a different style of anime, at least story wise, for people to check out. But that's it. That is all, and I will see you weird people. Hopefully tonight on Twitch, where I'll be doing some V2 gaming. That's it. See you weird people later.